everyone. It's Hurls. It's that time again for a special edition of the HeelCast this week. I am going to be talking about BCW 25th anniversary Impact one night only. So before we get to that, just want to give you an update. Hope you guys liked the HeelCast from last week. We had some really good topics. We talked about TV ratings, to Jericho rumors again, to the whole, just everything else that kind of has been going on with Impact lately. There is some news that'll be happening this week. So the time that you're hearing this podcast, we should have another HeelCast out for you guys, and we have a little more to talk about, obviously, besides Impact, so it should be good. It'll probably be me and Impact Dude again. Hopefully we will get Raven Effect and Robert and Larkin back on the fold, and some FK9, but just hasn't been able to work out, but we are hoping. So anyways, the show that I'm going to be reviewing tonight is the BCW anniversary, 25th anniversary to be exact. And this show was, the show happened October 6th, and it aired on the Global Wrestling Network on November 16th. Once again, it was a one night only. So why don't we kind of dive in to what happened. So the show kind of starts off with a bunch of different past clips and old footage of BCW, and you'll kind of notice this throughout the show, that they do a bunch of different moments that happened in BCW. Pretty much it was a who's who of wrestlers that have come to BCW. Everyone from Bret Hart to Mick Foley to The Rock even made an appearance. Bam Bam Bigelow. I mean, just everybody you can even think of, like Kevin Nash, even Shinsuke Nakamura. Just a who's who of wrestlers that have graced BCW. So you got these clips throughout the whole night. It was a really nice touch because for people who don't really know a lot about BCW, kind of, goes into their history a little bit and their video library. So it was a really nice touch to see all that throughout the night. And I think that kind of gives, this a little bit of a bonus point for that. So kudos to that. The first match that we had on the card was Scarlett Bordeaux and Stone Rockwell versus Eli Drake and Casey Spinelli. Obviously, big fan of all four of them. It was hard. I didn't know who to root for because I like all four. All four play a great character, and they all are exceptional in the ring. And the crowd, man, the crowd was hyped, like mostly all night long, and that made this event that much better. It looked good on television. It looked like it was an arena, even though it's just in a college gym. But, it's bigger than some of the places that they normally go to, so it looked pretty cool. But the match was won by Scarlett Bordeaux and Stone Rockwell. Scarlett got the pin on Casey Spinelli, so I have no problems with that. Obviously, Eli Drake was better off not taking the pin here. So this was a pretty decent match. It wasn't like anything amazing, but there was a lot of comedy in it. Obviously, anytime you get Stone Rockwell and Eli Drake, obviously can play off the comedy factor as well. So that was pretty, it worked out. And Casey Spinelli, she's just a veteran in the ring, and she knows what she's doing. So really, really good match to start off the night. The second match that they had was a BCW gauntlet, 12-man gauntlet match. So I'm going to read the wrestlers that were in this match. Zachary Wentz from the Rascals was in this. Trey Miguel as well from the Rascals was in this. Sheldon Jean who was in this. He's a really, really interesting talent. Impact should think about maybe using him a little more. Rico Montana little bigger guy. Dustin Quicksilver. We've seen him before. He was the guy who challenged Austin Aries for the world title on Impact one time. Santino Marella was in his corner. So that's who was in. Nate Madsen, another guy I've talked about. He's the indie wrestler that just got a better job doing other things and just kind of does local shows on the weekends. He was in it. Mr. Atlantis, we've seen him plenty of times. Kirk Hendrick, we haven't seen him a ton. Fabio Morocco was in there. He had an interesting look. He had like an old time, 1900 style look to him with that the bar handle mustache. Brad Martin. There was a guy named CK3 who he must be a veteran, must be a guy that's been around for a while. He cut a very strange promo. If you watch this event, tell me what you thought of his promo, because I thought it really didn't make any sense. He was talking about paying homage to a legend that was no longer with us, and then he swerved the audience to thinking it was him. So did that mean that you were dead and we're watching a ghost, or what? So just watch that promo and tell me what you think. I just don't think it got what I understand he was trying to do the swerve and get the heel heat, but it just doesn't really make a lot of sense. And then the last participant was the last two participants were Brad Martin and Matrox. Matrox ended up winning the match. I don't know. This wasn't that good of a Rumble to me. Probably due to a lot of people I don't know, and then the people that I did know didn't win. They got eliminated pretty early, so it was kind of a downer for me. I guess it just wasn't, what I was looking for. I was hoping for something a little bit better, but whatever. I'm willing to forgive it if the rest of the night, does well. Kiera Hogan versus Giselle Shaw was the third match. I'm a big fan of Giselle Shaw, another person that I think Impact needs to use more. I like her a lot. She's normally there for most BCW shows, but I think she has a good personality, good charisma. I think she's a pretty good wrestler, so, Kiera Hogan ended up getting the victory here. The match was about 7 minutes and 48 seconds long. Not too bad. Your standard knockouts match. Nothing terrible either. Okay, so the fourth match of the night was Halal Beefcake. We've seen these guys before on a few Twitch shows. They fought Arquette City, which consisted of David Arquette and RJ City. Now, I'm a big fan of RJ City. I think the guy got a ton of charisma. He's got mic skills. I'm not really sure why Impact hasn't brought him in more. He's really talented as far as being a character goes. I think Impact needs more of them. He's not the greatest work rate wrestler there is, but the guy can certainly hold his own on the microphone, and he can get a crowd reaction. Now, obviously, it helps when you're teaming with David Arquette, who, former WCW world champion, draws heat onto himself. But you know what? Give props to David Arquette for going out there and putting on a show. He's not the best wrestler, but the fact that he is trying. He's trying to do this stuff, and you know what? He does a halfway decent job at it. And I'm really enjoying the fact that he's going out there and he's doing it for the fans, because he realizes that, probably wasn't the best decision for me to win the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, but you know what? I'm going to give back to the fans. I'm going to prove that I can cut my teeth out here and maybe earn some respect, so at least when the time comes, maybe I won't be looked at as such a joke. I give him respect because, it wasn't his decision to win the WCW World title. So I don't think this guy should be getting any heat whatsoever for winning the WCW World Championship. But major respect to David Arquette for what he's doing. The fifth match of the night, this one was a nostalgia match here that I really enjoyed. It was the Syndicate, which included Scott D'Amore, Johnny Swinger, and John Bolin. They were called the Syndicate. It was really interesting to see, Scott D'Amore wrestle. Guy actually didn't do that bad, actually. I actually liked some of the stuff he did. So I enjoyed this match. They fought D'Lo Brown, Tommy Dreamer, and a returning Highlander Robbie from the WWE tag team, the Highlanders. I did not know that Robbie used to be a former BCW champion, so makes sense that he's in this match, and it was good to see him after all these years because, man, he hasn't gone anywhere. And if you remember last review, I just really ripped on D'Lo Brown. Well, okay, the in-shape part, he looked a little better here. He did a little bit more stuff, and I actually enjoyed it. So I did not have a problem with this. He actually did pretty well. Yeah, he's still got kind of a gut, but you know what? The moves, he hit. He was spot on with them. And I thought the match went way better. Maybe because it was a 6-man tag. That probably helped. But overall, I think, the Syndicate got heel heat. The Faces got a great crowd reaction. Anytime Tommy Dreamer's out there, he's going to get a crowd reaction. He just knows how to work a crowd. D'Lo Brown does too. And Highlander Robbie was kind of that third piece, but he was kind of the worker of the group. And Johnny Swinger, still in great shape. Scott D'Amore, he still looks like a bigger guy. He's not tall, but he's still wide. And the fact that he can still do a lot of the moves he does, it's pretty impressive for a guy that had some neck issues. And John Bolin, man, the guy's obviously still in shape. But this match was really fun. It was 13 minutes and 42 seconds. Well worth it. And the crowd, popping for this definitely helped. The sixth match of the night was a tag team ladder match. And this was by far the match of the night. Definitely watch this. 4 guys that I've been kind of really hyping up, Aiden Prince and Brett Banks, fought the BCW Tag Team Champions, Phil Atlas and Jake Something. Jake Something is a load. He is a powerhouse. His clotheslines look devastating. This guy is money. Another guy Impact needs to bring in. They actually probably should bring in all 4 of these guys because they are all very talented. Phil Atlas and Jake Something were the BCW Tag Team Champions, doing great with them. And they ended up actually losing to Aiden Prince and Brett Banks. But this ladder match was really good. One of the better ladder matches I've seen all year long. It was that good. I really enjoyed it. All 4 of these guys went all out, and it showed. It was a very, very fun ladder match, and we got new tag team champions from it, Aiden Prince and Brett Banks, so really enjoyed that. The 7th match of the night was Moose versus Eddie Edwards in a street fight. Pretty solid match from these two. Obviously, it always helps when you have a feud. Moose had another interesting attire, but Moose ended up winning the match. Pretty good stuff from these two. I enjoyed it. These two are going to bring their A game pretty much every single time they go out there. Solid match. The main event, we got to the main event. It was for the BCW World Heavyweight Championship, which Congo Kong held. He was going up against Cody Deaner versus Johnny Impact versus Matt Sydal. So there's, feuds kind of involved in this. Everybody kind of knows each other, maybe, except for Cody Deaner. We don't really see him on Impact anymore. But, this match was very interesting as Cody Deaner was able to capture the title. So we had 2 title changes on the big 25th anniversary. The main event was decent. There was a lot of cool spots. I'm a huge Congo Kong fan. I was hoping he retained, but that's okay. Cody Deaner's he's a character as well, and you gotta love his giver. Just giver. He plays that character really well. Matt Sydal and Johnny Impact, I don't think we're ever going to win that title. I think it was always between Congo Kong and Cody Deaner, the two BCW regulars, it seems. But a very good main event. Wasn't better than the ladder match, but it didn't need to be. It was a great go-home match, and I think it sent the crowd home happy. Just really good stuff from everybody involved. This one night only was really good. I would say I'd give this one night only a B+, because we had so many good matches, and we're kind of, okay, if you're an Impact, it just was, it was really good. I mean, it was one of the best one night onlys that I've watched for the whole year, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm not going to go through them all, but when we do our end of the year award show, this one night only was really, really good. So what can you say? There was something a little bit for everybody, and the whole, putting packages together of all the past clips of BCW, and they even did tributes to all the deceased wrestlers that came through BCW. That was a really nice touch. So BCW 25th anniversary show was a solid B+, A- to me. It's just it was really fun to watch, and that was pretty much it. So the next review that I'm going to be doing is going to be the next Twitch show, which I think was November 30th. It was the Gold Rush Twitch show, which I heard actually had a lot of issues with it. So I'm going to go in with an open mind and then see what happens. So I'm not going to have any preconceived notions about it. But so yeah, that's pretty much it. We got the HeelCast. That's going to be up very soon. We're going to be recording it tomorrow, actually. It's probably going to be me and Impact Dude again. But yeah, that's pretty much it for BCW 25th anniversary show. So this is Hurls. Hope you enjoyed the review, and I will catch you on the next HeelCast. See you later.